New videos every day.
Psyche Truth. Life Wisdom.
Hi, I'm Katrina, and today I'm going to walk you through a gentle, relaxing yoga flow. So go ahead and favorite this video and watch along anytime you're feeling stressed out. We'll begin by finding a comfortable seated position, perhaps moving the flesh away from our sits bones, grounding down through our sits bones and lifting up through the sternum and the crown of the head. Here we'll begin to come into the present moment and watch the breath, not trying to alter it in any way, but just noticing the way it comes and the way it goes. After a few inhales and exhales, we'll slowly begin to deepen the breath, drawing it down into the belly with a full, slow inhale. Pausing for just a moment and then releasing with an exhale. We'll continue here, feeling the rib cage expand in the front and back body. You can even visualize your breath forming a circle around you, feeling yourself expand and relax. Next, we'll begin to incorporate a little bit of movement. We'll inhale the sternum towards the left knee, draw it over to the right with an inhale. With an exhale, we'll round out the back, continuing in a clockwise motion. So again here, simply following the breath, moving slowly and mindfully. One tactic for releasing stress is to focus on the breath. This is because the breath is one of those tools that always keeps us centered in the present moment. And when you're centered in the present moment, you don't have a lot of room for other worries and anxieties to be floating around in your head. The breath is a very powerful tool used in yoga. You can go ahead and switch directions. So leave us a comment. Let us know what makes you the most stressed out or anxious, whether it's a stressful job or maybe some social anxiety. I know for me, a lot of the time, it's anytime I'm anticipating things I have to do in the future. I tend to build up the stories and get a little carried away. But my favorite technique for dealing with that is breathing, especially deep breathing. And today, while we're focusing on relaxation, I recommend that you keep your priority on your breath and your focus on your breath, and remember that all the other movements we go through today are secondary. What's really going to help with any tension and stress relief is slow, deep breathing. All right, we'll come to a neutral spine and take another opportunity to inhale fully, exhale completely. Let's go ahead and do some neck rolls too. We'll inhale in a clockwise direction, feeling into all the spaces carrying tension in the neck. Perhaps starting with small circles and slowly increasing the diameter. Whatever's comfortable. Maybe going back and forth over any areas that are a little extra tense. Staying with the breath. We can go clockwise or counterclockwise now. And after getting a little bit of blood flowing here, we can again come back to neutral. So now let's gently lower onto our backs, warming up the rest of our bodies with some gentle core work. Here we're going to just take our hands, form them in a triangle under our sacrum, which is a triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine. You can take the legs out long. Ground ourselves here. And let's go ahead and take the left leg, bend the knee, bring it up into the chest. And then we'll inhale the right leg up. And exhale the right leg down. Let's do that 3 times. And again, we're keeping this left leg curled into the body to change the balance a little bit and take some pressure off of the lower back. And go ahead and place the right foot on, or take the right foot into the chest, lengthen the left leg. We'll do 3 lifts over here. Again, just a gentle way to increase our circulation, warm up our muscles, to enhance the benefits of some of the stretches we'll do a little bit later. From here, we can start to slowly pedal the legs in a bicycle motion. Again, focusing mostly on the breath, syncing our movement with the breath if possible. But my approach is generally to stay with the breath and enjoy the movement as much as possible. Really stretch through the legs. It should feel pleasant more than strenuous. Remember, we're just here to relax. Let's dance the feet for a few more cycles. Maybe pointing the toes, maybe flexing the feet, depending on whether or not you need that extra stretch in the back of your calves. We can also do a nice in-between foot shape, lovingly referred to as flointing, which is where you point the toes but point the foot, but draw the toes back towards the face, which again gives you some nice activity in the calves. All right, from here we can go ahead and bring both feet to the ground. Remove our hands from under our bodies, wrap them around our knees, and slowly begin to rock up and down the spine. Maybe balancing on our tailbone before we come back up to a seated position for an inhale and an exhale. And then let's come on to hands and knees. We're going to align the knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders and move through an organic pose called bear pose. And in bear pose, we'll start by moving the body in a clockwise direction, bending the knees, bending the elbows. And here you'll notice very quickly that any areas where you're holding tension will become pretty noticeable, and you can rock back over a sore shoulder, rock back over a sore hip, staying with the breath, moving nice and slow, and sending the breath to any areas holding extra tension. We can begin to move in a counterclockwise direction. Again, feeling safe to go back and roll over any tricky spots. And all in all, this should feel like a really pleasant, comfortable stretch. I'm a huge fan of moving organically in a yoga practice. I think that we are the only ones who know where we're holding tension. And so it's up to us to take that into our own hands and work out any spots that need a little help. All right, and from hands and knees, we're going to go ahead and keep that left hand grounded in the center of the mat. Take the left knee in line with the palm and send the left foot out behind us. And then we'll take the right leg and bring the heel in line with the left foot and left knee, coming into a modified Vashisthasana or side plank pose. From here, we will engage the core, be strong through the wrist, which is just under the shoulder. Dangle the right arm here nice and free, and slowly inhale, leading with the elbow, opening the heart, and stretching up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here, and an exhale. And with our next inhale, we'll inhale the arm overhead, sweep it down, and begin making these vertical circles. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and really enjoying the massage in the right shoulder. You can feel free to close your eyes here, get a little lost in the motion, finding the breath and using it. We can switch directions here. We can find the arm back in front, and this time start opening to the sky. Exhale, sweeping the fingers near the mat. Inhale, opening broad across the chest. Exhale, closing. Inhale, sweeping open. And this may be a comfortable flow for you right here, but if you're looking to engage with a little bit more of a challenge, we can lift the right leg off the ground. And if we want, we can bend the right knee, bringing the foot behind us. And perhaps as we sweep open, we might find that the right arm can take hold of the right ankle. And if that's the case, we can press with the ankle into the arm, opening the shoulder behind us, breathing here. We can release the bind, bring the foot out straight, guide the arm to the ground and the right knee. Going back to hands and knees and rocking our way back through bear pose. First clockwise. Then counterclockwise. Again, following your own breath and feeling into your own body. Next, we'll plant the right hand in the center of the mat, the right knee in line with the right hand, sending the right foot out behind us, and the left foot in line with the right hand and right knee. From here, we'll let the left arm hang heavy before inhaling, leading from the elbow, opening to the sky. Stretching here. With our next inhale, we'll bring the left arm overhead, reaching through the fingertips and sweeping those fingertips down towards the ground, inhaling them up and exhale. We'll continue with this motion breathing deeply. Stretching fully through the body, from the tip of the head to the toes. We can switch the direction of the arm. Feeling into the left shoulder. Getting lost in the combination of slow, deep breaths and gentle, mindful movements. You can let the left arm hang and inhale, opening the chest to the sky. Exhale, bringing the fingertips towards the ground. And inhale, sweeping them up. Exhale, twisting, inhale, opening. Again, we can continue with this flow, or perhaps energize the left leg, pushing through the heel to lift the left leg off the ground, perhaps bending that leg. And if we are feeling like it's a good fit today, linking the left arm and left leg, pushing through the left ankle to open the shoulder. Breathing here. We can release the bind and bring ourselves through hands and knees. We'll take the toes together and the knees wide, pushing back into child's pose. Taking the arms long in front of us, maybe pushing through the heel of the hand. Resting the forehead on the mat. Noticing a stretch in the back body as our ribs expand with each inhale. We'll gently start to walk the hands in towards the body and come up to a seated position. Here we're going to move through a pose called Agni Stambhasana, or fire log pose. We'll begin by taking the left leg on the ground, almost in the cross-legged position. We'll flex the toes and take the right leg, again toes flexed, and place the right ankle over the left knee. And this might not be the best fit for all bodies. You'll have to feel it out on your own. And if this is a little bit too intense, maybe for your hips or your knees, feel free to modify down to your legs one stacked in front of the other, or a more traditional cross-legged seated pose. All have similar benefits. So again, if you are choosing this Agni Stambhasana pose, you'll want the toes flexed and the legs engaged. From here, we'll inhale, lifting the chest, and with an exhale, we'll bring the sternum closer to the legs. We'll come into this pose in waves, bowing the head down and slowly lifting back up. Again, we'll inhale and exhale, lowering the chest towards the legs. Inhaling back up. Inhale, exhale, lower, and this time we'll hold wherever we fall. Relaxing the back of the neck. Breathing deeply here as we open the hips. Relaxing every muscle that is not needed to hold the pose. Relaxing the shoulders. We'll take 2 more breaths. Using the breath here as an aid to manage any intense sensation. And we'll slowly lift back up. Here we can take the legs out in front for a moment. Maybe bounce the knees. Windshield wiper the feet back and forth. And this time we'll draw the right knee in on the bottom. And the left leg up on top. Flexing the feet. We'll come into this in waves once more. We'll inhale, getting length on the body. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale up. And on the final wave, we'll hold. Relaxing the arms, letting them fall wherever they may. I prefer to keep a loose, open-palmed grip to remind me not to hold on in this position. In my experience with yoga, it is often much more uncomfortable to fear falling deeper into a pose than to relax and experience the stretch that's really there. So again, use the breath to manage sensation. Try to melt a little bit more with each exhale. And while you might be experiencing some intensity, notice that it does effectively shift the focus from any anxiety or stress, and instead grounds the thoughts directly in the experience of the body. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And slowly roll ourselves back up. Again, maybe taking the feet out in front, bouncing the knees a little, windshield wipering the feet. And next, as a nice reward for our hips, we will we'll rock them individually. So we'll start by bending the left leg in. And then we'll take the right leg, grabbing hold of the foot with one hand and the knee with the other. We will rotate the hip inside the hip joint. And if you happen to be particularly flexible, you can take the foot and rest it in the elbow crease of your opposite arm, and perhaps wrap your other elbow around your knee, interlace the fingers, and again, move forward with a rocking motion. I find it really helpful to pretend that my leg is not attached to my body, almost like it was something else that you were trying to nurture. So you can really feel, not from an outside perspective, like what it is that your hip wants to experience to feel the most open and the most free. It might look a little silly, but it feels amazing. Remembering the breath. And finding some way, perhaps, to link this motion with the breath. All right, we can set the right leg down, pick up the left, and start again with this rocking motion, which, especially after the last pose, is quite relieving. I don't think I've ever found a time when this didn't feel good. We can set our leg back on the ground and once again lower ourselves to a reclined position. And from here we can enjoy some twists. So to start, we will take both legs long on the ground, outstretch the arms, and breathe. A nice deep inhale and an exhale. Feeling centered here. And then we can have a couple different options to manage the intensity of the twist. The first and most gentle twist is to take the soles of both feet to the ground, rock onto our right hip, and let the knees come out to the side. If you want to take it a level deeper than this, we can extend the right leg, rock onto our right hip, and let the left knees catch behind the right. If we want to go a level deeper, we can extend the right leg and let the left toes catch behind the right knee as we bring the left knee to the ground. And if you'd like a level deeper than that, we can slip the left toes under the right knee for a little added weight. No matter which variation you pick today, we can take the arms out into a T, and with our legs draped to the right, we'll turn our head to the left. Breathing here. Twists are often considered an excellent way to wring out the body, whether from physical toxins or any emotional baggage that's clinging, stress, anxiety. We can wring it out. Let's take 3 more breaths here. We'll unbind the legs if they're bound. Find a neutral position on the spine, melting into the ground for just a moment. And then we will rock onto the left hip, either with both knees bent, perhaps the bottom leg straight, and perhaps with the bottom knee helping with the weight. We can even take the left arm and use it to help press that right knee into the ground, keeping the right arm out to the side and twisting the head to gaze at the right hand. If you're new to twists, you might find that it's hard to ground both your knee and your shoulder. Ideally, you'd like to have both on the ground, but you might want to pick either one to start and just work on releasing the other to the ground as well. Allowing the eyes to close and the breath to deepen. Let's take 3 more breaths here. We'll inhale slowly, bringing the body back to a neutral position. Again, maybe windshield wipering the legs, being gentle with our spine after taking it through some pretty intense twists. From here, we'll come into Shavasana, our final resting pose. We'll take the arms just away from the body, giving enough room for the underarms to breathe. We'll extend the legs just a little more than hip distance apart and let the toes flop out to the side. From here, we can close the eyes and do another full body scan, noticing any places where we might still be holding tension, sending the breath there and releasing it with each exhale. We'll begin by relaxing the muscles in the face, the brow, the cheeks, the eyes. Perhaps swallowing once more and releasing the tongue down from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders, the upper arms, elbows, and the forearms. Relaxing the hands and allowing the fingers to find a neutral curl. Relaxing the back, letting it melt, supported into the ground beneath us. Relaxing the stomach and all the abdominal muscles. Relaxing the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves. Relaxing the toes. Relaxing the mind. Bringing it here into the body. Focusing on the sensation, the breath, as it enters, as it leaves. Taking this time to enjoy the rewards of the motion you've just brought to your body. Not the time to think about your laundry or your grocery list. Just time to be here and relax. I invite you to stay here for as long as you'd like today, 5, 8, 10 minutes. And when you're ready to come out, you can start by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. Maybe inhaling, sweeping the arms overhead and taking a full body stretch like it's the first time you're waking up in the morning. And gently roll yourself onto your right side into a fetal position, using your arm as a pillow. Taking it slow, staying here, enjoying the sensations. When you're ready, pressing the left hand in front of the chest, relaxing the neck and the head, and ever so slowly using the hands to walk the body up to a comfortable seated position. Allowing the eyes to remain closed or the eyelids to stay heavy. Still watching the breath and dropped into the physical experience. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm Katrina Retman, and be sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what stresses you out the most and if this video helped you relax. And subscribe to Psyche Truth. We've got thousands of videos helping you take control of your own health and wellness.